Netflix told you the story. Millions of people watched it. And they thought they knew everything about Kaitlin Armstrong. They didn't. Because there are 4 details that didn't make it into the documentary. 4 details that change how you understand this case entirely. 1 involves a pregnancy. 1 involves a cell she will never, ever leave. 1 involves the man who started everything and got away clean. And 1 involves $15 million that almost disappeared forever. This is the dark truth about Kaitlin Armstrong. Detail number 1. When Kaitlin Armstrong was arrested in Santa Teresa, Costa Rica on June 29, 2022, her attorney later claimed she was pregnant. Not a rumor, not a tabloid story, a formal legal argument submitted to a Texas court. Armstrong's defense team filed documents in 2023 claiming she had been pregnant at the time of her arrest and that she may have miscarried while in custody. Their argument was straightforward. A pregnant woman deserved a more lenient sentence. The court disagreed. But here is where it gets complicated. Dr. Jorge Badilla, the plastic surgeon who performed $6,000 worth of procedures on Armstrong in Costa Rica, later told investigators that Armstrong had never mentioned a pregnancy. Not once. A woman who was allegedly pregnant underwent a brow lift, a nose job, lip fillers, and eye fillers, and said nothing. The court ultimately rejected the pregnancy argument entirely, but the question it raises is impossible to ignore. Was this a genuine claim? Or was it the same pattern of manipulation applied to a courtroom instead of a country? Detail number 2. The documentary told you where Kaitlin Armstrong is. It didn't tell you what her life actually looks like inside. Armstrong is currently housed at the Dr. Lane Murray unit in Gatesville, Texas. But because of her escape attempt in October 2023, when she ran from officers during a medical appointment outside Travis County Jail, she was classified as a G4 prisoner. And that classification has consequences she will carry for the rest of her life. A former inmate who served time at a Texas women's prison described it in explicit terms. Kaitlin is never leaving cell block. She's never leaving cell block. If you have an escape charge, you cannot leave cell block. So that means she's always going to be locked in a cell. Always. Most prisoners in the Texas system operate on a tiered structure. After a certain period of good behavior, they graduate out of cell block into regular dormitory housing. More freedom, more space, more life. Armstrong will never experience that. While other inmates move through the facility, attend programs, work in different areas, build something resembling routine, Armstrong stays in a cell. The only job available to a G4 prisoner is field squad. Manual outdoor labor, under supervision, in the Texas heat. Her earliest parole eligibility is 2053. Her projected release date, 2011. She is 38 years old. The cell she is sitting in right now is the cell she will occupy for the rest of her natural life. Detail number 3. And this is the one that the documentary touched, but never fully examined. Colin Strickland, the man whose lies built the foundation for everything that followed. Here's what we know. Strickland purchased 2 firearms in January 2022. One for himself, one for Kaitlin Armstrong. He saved Moriah Wilson's number in his phone under a false name. He deleted messages between them. He told Armstrong he was running errands the night of May 11th. He told her his phone had died. He drove Wilson across Austin for hours, had dinner with her, and dropped her at the apartment where she would be murdered, without telling Armstrong where he had been. At trial, Strickland was called as a key witness. He arrived at the courthouse appearing angry and aggressive, pushing camera crews out of his way during the lunch break. On the stand, he said he loved Armstrong. He believed she loved him too. He claimed he had no knowledge of any plans she may have had. The jury believed enough of his testimony to convict the woman he claimed to love. After the trial, Colin Strickland left Texas. His sponsorships were dropped. His professional cycling career effectively ended. And unlike Kaitlin Armstrong, he walked out of that courthouse a free man. The legal system had no charge it could bring against him. He had purchased the murder weapon. He had concealed the relationship that triggered the obsession. He had lied to Armstrong on the night of the killing. None of that is a crime. Psychologists who have analyzed the case describe a pattern they call the invisible accelerant, a person whose actions systematically fuel another person's psychological deterioration without ever pulling the trigger. Colin Strickland was the accelerant. Where he is today remains largely unknown. Detail number 4. The documentary mentioned that Armstrong was sentenced to 90 years in prison. It did not mention what happened next. In May 2024, Moriah Wilson's parents, Karen and Eric Wilson, filed a civil wrongful death lawsuit against Kaitlin Armstrong. The purpose was twofold. First, financial accountability. Second, and perhaps more importantly, to legally prevent Armstrong from ever profiting from her story. No book deals, no TV rights, no memoir from a prison cell. In late 2024, a Texas judge awarded the Wilsons $15 million in total. $5 million to Karen Wilson, $5 million to Eric Wilson, $5 million in exemplary damages, specifically designed, in the judge's words, to deter the same or similar actions. But Armstrong had anticipated this. Before the civil judgment was finalized, she had transferred her assets to her mother, her sister, and Colin Strickland. Investigators flagged the transfers. The legal battle over those assets continues. And then, in January 2026, the Texas Third Court of Appeals issued its final ruling on Armstrong's criminal appeal. No reversible error, 3 words. Every argument her legal team had constructed over 3 years, rejected. District Attorney Jose Garza responded with a statement. The appellate process, while a fundamental right of any defendant, prolongs closure. The door is closed. The sentence stands. The cell remains. 4 details. A pregnancy claim the court rejected. A cell block she will never leave. A man whose lies cost a woman her life, and who walked free. And a $15 million judgment against a woman who had already moved her assets. The pattern across all 4 is identical to the one that began on May 11th, 2022. Control. Manipulation. A system being used as far as it will go. Moriah Wilson's family established a foundation in her name. The Mo Wilson Foundation supports young women in competitive cycling. The bicycle that was used as evidence, the one Armstrong moved, the one with her DNA on the handlebars, was returned to the Wilson family. Some things cannot be transferred. Some things cannot be appealed. And some stories don't end with a verdict. If this story kept you watching, hit that like button, subscribe to the Vault Ledger, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. The next case is already waiting.